In Muslim period, you know that it was started well from 600 to 1600 AD. It's a span of this era from 680 to 1600 AD. During these 1000 years, Muslims did a lot of contributions towards different areas of science, not only chemistry, physics, astronomy, zoology, botany, or any other, but also in mathematics, etc., etc. Okay. I told you what was the reason of doing this, because in Holy Quran is written, Iqra, read. So Muslims did remarkable discoveries during this era. What else? The Muslim chemist of that era, they were busy in finding out a way to convert normal metals, to convert base metals like iron, copper into gold. That was their prime objective, to convert base metals, normal metals, into gold. And in doing so, they invented a lot of instruments, a lot of techniques, and contributed a lot. Okay? So, if it is asked, write a note on Muslim period or Greek period, they will write in points. But if it's given, show the contribution, write the contribution of a proper Muslim scientist like Jabir bin Hayyan, then you will only write about Jabir bin Hayyan. Okay? So, the first Muslim scientist, you can see on the screen, Jabir bin Hayyan or Jaber. West call him as Jaber. Then Al-Razi is there. He is called Rhazes. R-H-A-Z-E-S. Rhazes. Then Abu Sina, or West call him Avicenna. So these 3 or 4 are the Muslim scientists. Al-Biruni is there. So we'll start from Jabir bin Hayyan or Jaber. So Jabir bin Hayyan, he was a very famous Muslim chemist. He was not only a chemist, but also showed interest in other areas of science, like you can see on the screen: chemistry, beside chemistry, cosmology, numerology, means astrology, medical sciences, etc., etc. He also wrote a number of books, right? Enormous number of, a variety of works in Arabic, and his work was translated from Arabic in different languages. He invented different experimental techniques, like I told you yesterday, distillation. Distillation is a way to obtain rose water or to obtain extract of any other material, right? So distillation was introduced by Mr. Jabir bin Hayyan. He also prepared for the first time the 2 most important acids of chemistry lab of very, very high importance. Nitric acid, this is not nitric acid, it is nitric acid. What is the formula of nitric acid? HNO3. This is nitric acid. And what another acid he has prepared for the first time? HCl, hydrochloric acid, or hydrogen chloride. So these are 2 most important acids that he prepared. Besides this, he worked on white lead, which is used in pens, etc. initially, formally. He invented aqua regia. What is aqua regia? Aqua means water. Regia means royal. So it is royal water. Why it is so called? Why it is so called royal water? See, gold. What is the symbol of gold? AU. It is nearly impossible to dissolve gold in any solvent except a few. Means if you put gold in water, it will not dissolve. You put gold in nitric acid, it will not dissolve, or hydrochloric acid, or any other thing. No solvent can dissolve gold except a very, very few. So what he did, he prepared a mixture of these 2 acids, nitric acid and hydrochloric acid. This mixture has the ability to dissolve gold. Okay? Has the ability to dissolve gold. That is why it is called aqua regia. What is aqua regia? The mixture of two acids, nitric acid and hydrochloric acid, which can dissolve a very noble element, gold. Okay? And what else is? He was also famous for dyeing of leather or cloth. He improved the process of metallurgy. I told you what is metallurgy. It's a technique, it's a process of obtaining what? Metal from its mineral ore. Suppose you have some mineral and you know that this contains copper. You want to separate copper, you want to purify copper from that ore. So the technique that you use is called metallurgy. So metallurgy is a way of obtaining pure metal from its mineral ore. Look, okay. So what Mr. Jamil bin Hayyan did, what he is called Jaber in West. He wrote many books. He was not only the master of chemistry but also of other subjects. He prepared different chemicals, like the most important hydrogen chloride or hydrochloric acid and nitric acid, white lead. He also prepared a mixture of nitric acid and hydrochloric acid. This mixture is called aqua regia. Why? Because it can dissolve gold in it. Okay? He also developed few techniques like distillation, which is used to extract rose water or any other kind of solution like this. Now the next is Al-Razi or Rhazes. Again, Al-Razi is the most prominent chemist of Muslim world. Besides chemistry, he contributed a lot in the field of medicine. He was a very well-known surgeon. And what is related with chemistry, he introduced opium as an anesthesia for the first time. What is opium? In local language, it is called afim. From opium, different drugs can be prepared, can be extracted, like heroin. Okay? So opium was first used as an anesthetic chemical compound by Mr. Al-Razi. And what else? His contribution. He was the first one to divide all the then known substances on the basis of their origin into two broad categories. Things, compounds obtained from living things, compounds, things obtained from non-living things. Later on, Berzelius, another chemist of modern age, he called compounds obtained from living things as organic in nature, and the compounds obtained from non-living things as inorganic in nature. So he was the first one to divide the substances on the basis of their source, on the basis of their origin, into two categories: living things and non-living thing compounds. Right? And most important thing, he was the first one to prepare alcohol by fermentation. What kind of alcohol? Ethyl alcohol. What is the formula of ethyl alcohol? C2H5OH. C2H5OH. This is called ethyl alcohol or ethanol. Alcohol actually is a series of different kinds of compounds like methyl alcohol, ethyl alcohol, propyl alcohol, butyl alcohol, pentyl alcohol, and so on.